Yeah, what's going on, family? Yo, I did a really long video yesterday. I apologize, but I just had to read that entire Vox article for y'all. So to make up for that, today it's going to be less than 10 minutes. I'm going to try to aim for less than 5 minutes, but I got a few clips to show y'all. The first thing I want to talk about is the movie, or this short film documentary that's airing on HBO actually tonight. It was at 8 o'clock, so it's already over. It was like 32 minutes long, called Traffic Stop. I don't know if you've seen it or heard about it. I didn't hear about it until today. Here's a quick trailer for it. I'm just gonna go ahead and play it right now. Let me know what you think.
She would tell me, you're my beautiful chocolate baby. She was letting me know that in this world, people don't see your skin as beautiful. I'm a first generation college student. I'm the first to graduate with my master's, and I'm going to go get my doctorate. I never thought it would happen to me. I was pulled over by an officer, and I was sitting in my car.
Man, take me back in the car, please.
Ow! Oh my God!
So what? We're not going anywhere.
I don't trust you guys. Everything in me is fighting to get over it. You get over the physical, but it's getting over the spiritual and the mental. But I thank God that I'm alive to tell my story.
So, has anyone heard about this? I didn't really hear about it. I didn't even know about this woman's story. But then again, this happened back in 2015, and there was a time when, for a couple of years, we just kept hearing about these traffic stops, police brutality. And I'm kind of talking about this just as a PSA that there hasn't been a police brutality incident in a while, so we might be due for one. I don't know. But just to all my black brothers and sisters out there, please accord yourselves when you are driving or just out in public. This lady, Breaion King, who is the centerpiece of this documentary, I'm just going to give a brief background. So apparently she was speeding in her vehicle when a police officer chased her down, and she zipped into a Wendy's parking lot, and she got out of the car, which again, mistake number one. Mistake number one was speeding. Mistake number two is, once you get into the parking lot, getting out of your car. And then mistake number three is actually trying to talk back to the police officer. So apparently she tries to tell the police officer that you can't stop her because she pulled into this Wendy's parking lot. And then she actually asked the police officer, can he hurry this up? And you just don't do that. I don't care who you are, you don't do that. It's not that when you say those things you're asking for it, but you could end up with a jerk, idiot, asinine police officer like this guy who decides he wants to snap and throw you around, and in his mind he has every right to, even though he does not, regardless of what you say to him. But still, you just don't want to give these guys fuel for their fire. This happened in Texas, Austin, Texas. So again, you don't want to give these guys any fuel. So you just keep your mouth shut no matter where you are. Look, I've been pulled over myself a couple of times, and it's not because of my color. These guys have radar guns that can tell how fast you're going way before they can even see the color of your skin. If you happen to get pulled over by a cop because you're speeding, pull over, keep your hands on the steering wheel, wait for the cop to come up to you and ask for your license registration, take your hands off the wheel and say, I am going to reach for those things, and tell him or her where those items are, and then slowly make your way to get those items, bringing them back one at a time and handing them to him, both at a, whatever does not scare these fragile, police officers, because they have all the armor in the world, yet for some reason we as black people still scare them. So anyway, again, I don't want to talk too long. It's already been 4 minutes, golly. So yeah, the conversation sours when she asks if he can hurry this up, and then we get what we saw, the video cam footage of her pretty much being tossed around like a rag doll by a newborn on Christmas, and basically the reviews I've seen is that this could have been a feature length of 90 minutes or more. I don't think so. I think we all understand what's happening here, and it's police brutality at its finest. The movie Traffic Stop is up for Academy Award for Best Documentary for short subject, and I'm sure it's for good reason. Following this poor young lady, she's an elementary school math teacher But now, of course, every time she looks up her name, all she sees is this footage. So it's something that now she has to live with, and it's terrible. Now, if she had not said any of those things, would the police officer have still, you know, pulled her over and thrown her out of the car? That's up for debate. Who knows what was going through the police officer's head? Now, what she did do when she got into the another police officer's car to be driven to this county prison, she asked the police officer a couple of questions. She said, you know, do you still believe that racism is still out there? And the police officer says, I believe it does. But then he says, I'm not going to lie. I believe it goes both ways. And then she says, I believe it does. So basically, he says yes. And she says, you know, the police officer says, I believe it goes both ways. To which she replies, I believe Caucasians have supremacy over black people. Let's be honest, they have more rights. And then the police officer says that black people are fueled with violent tendencies. And so it just basically, as this article says, it kind of gnaws at your conscience as a viewer. That there are people out there that believe black people have violent tendencies, especially when it is historically been shown that it is the European persuasion that has done a lot of the violence in the world over and over again. But let's not get into that. I'm sure we as humans all have violent tendencies. We just all let it out in different ways, whether it be through war and pillaging of natives and their countries, or, you know, anyway, I'm not going to talk for very long. So again, I have not watched this HBO documentary yet. It came on tonight. It was either 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. It's only 32 minutes long, so I might try to catch up on it, see what it was about. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow with some more in-depth details. But let me know what you guys think. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on Traffic Stop. Does it really inform us of anything new, or is it just like a hey, you know, these things happened? Again, I haven't heard of anything really recently, and by recently I mean like in the last month or two, about this, but you know, it happens, and it's still happening. So again, just a warning when you're out there, and it doesn't have to just be black people. I mean, I'm talking to my white brothers and sisters too, Hispanic, Asian, you know, whatever. If you get stopped or accosted by a police officer, please just do everything in your power not to be in the wrong. Obviously, they're stopping you for a reason. The best thing you can do is just not give them any more fuel for their fire. So, you know, there's injustice all around us, but, you know, we just got to do what we can with, you know, what we can do about it, and just leave it at that. So, there's nothing worse than, you know, being a victim of such injustices. But again, if we do the right things, we can help lessen that. So I'm going to end it at that, and I really want to end it with the greatest injustice of all time, which happened last night at the NBA All-Star Game, when Fergie decided that she wanted to give us this ravishing rendition of the national anthem. So I will leave you with that, and I did this video in under 10 minutes, so y'all better thank me and thank Fergie for this awesome 3008 version of the national anthem, because y'all are so 2000 and late. Y'all in the past. Sing it, Fergie.
We're so
you know what? No. I'm sorry.